You're listening to the Get Rich Podcast. This is not a financial advice podcast. This is a podcast with two friends talking about how to get rich. Thank you for listening.
So Tyler, I've had another idea.
Awesome, John.
I am going to build a butterfly house on my land.
Okay, but like
it's going to be empty. No butterflies needed.
Now I'm really confused.
Yeah.
I just want to get rich. Get rich.
Get rich. Get rich.
So I'm gonna start a podcast.
Get rich. Get rich.
How come no one's ever done this?
Get rich. Get rich.
Now it's time to
get rich. It's
All right. So
yeah, explain this to me. A butterfly house with no butterflies.
you don't need the butterflies themselves. You just need the quote unquote promise of possible butterflies.
The perception.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Where is this idea coming from? Like, I've been to a butterfly house with very few butterflies, and I've been to one where it's like, where are the butterflies? And people are, there, be quiet.
Yeah.
So where's this idea coming from?
Well, I had a similar experience. There's the local place, I'm sure you'll know it as soon as I say the name, called Roy Hyatt.
I know it. The listeners won't, but I know it.
Well, do you want to explain, you could probably explain what it is better, because when I went, it was nighttime. It was like the first time it had been open to the public since COVID, and it was chaos. And like I said, they just had pretty much a pavilion and an empty butterfly house with no butterflies
I think they're doing the same thing actually this Friday.
Cool. I don't want to go.
I know. Neither do I. So, yes, the Roy Hyatt is actually a really cool thing. For those
it's
listeners,
a pavilion and an empty butterfly house.
No, the idea behind it at least is very cool. So for all of our UK listeners,
yeah, there's many.
I guess
it's huge.
So, the local school district has a piece of property, and they've got these buildings on it, and it's an environmental center is really what it is. And so it's this place where schools can have field trips to, check out all these natural things. They've got birds there, they've got reptiles there, they've got trails and a butterfly house.
I've never seen any of those things you've just mentioned.
They have them all. I actually went on a field trip there earlier this, I guess it was last month now.
Oh, wait. They did have some birds on the pavilion. They were showing some owls and some other birds. Okay, I remember that now.
And to me, it's really cool because it is owned by the school district and they operate it. And, it's a neat facility, a neat opportunity for kids to learn about the natural environment.
I guess. I don't want to poo-poo the place, When we went, it was chaos. We had to park on the street miles away, pretty much. Like, it was ridiculous.
Well, yeah, it's a big night for them.
It was a big night, and like I said, the only thing I remember is a pavilion with some birds and a butterfly house. Well, it was nighttime, and I guess butterflies are, what's the opposite of nocturnal?
Diurnal?
Diurnal, yeah.
Because
we went at nighttime, and the only butterflies we saw was like 2 or 3 looking dead ones that were like hanging on a thing. I'm assuming they were sleeping.
We probably went through the same thing at the same time. I think
you were
in
there
line together. Yeah.
Yeah.
I doubt.
But anyways,
the right word.
They have way more acres than I do.
Yeah.
But I could build a pavilion.
I mean, the thing is that you don't really perceive it as more, though. They've got a little pond and they've got like 3 or 4 buildings, but the part that people actually go to and want to see more often than not is not on a very big piece of land.
Yeah. I could cram everything they have in their land onto my land.
Yeah.
Maybe borrow my neighbor's land for a little bit. But
okay, this is actually shaping up. So your idea is, you're going to eat into their market?
Just copy them exactly. And charge a little less. That's how I do with all my plans. Like, okay, they're selling, whatever for this. I'll charge 50 cents less.
I just love how blatant it is. What's your plan? Just copy them.
Yeah.
Completely.
completely copy them. I don't know if I could get officially sanctioned by the school board or whatever.
Yeah, so that's going to be probably your biggest hurdle. Like this place is visited most often by students of
It's
our
like,
district.
Yeah, it's field trips. They
Yeah.
use it for field trips.
Yeah,
pretty much.
because it is a school district facility. They own the land, they own the stuff. The people that work there are like teachers on special assignment. It's like, yeah. So for you, your market wouldn't be the school district. You would tap into
the private market and the homeschool community. I'm
The
not sure if
homeschool.
Roy Hyatt has like allows homeschooler field trips. I think they do, like to the same extent of the county.
I think they have special, like, public days. Anyway.
Well, mine would be open 7 days a week, 24/7, except for 12, whatever.
12, 5.
12/5, yeah.
Maybe 12-3.
Something like that.
Embrace the days off.
There's a huge market there. Like I said, when they opened it to the public, what
That's
happened?
True. It was slammed.
It was chaos. It was slammed. There's a huge want for something like this, and they don't do that all the time. So all these people who want to go can just come here whenever they want.
I agree. And like their big thing, again, it's the natural environment. So these are all native.
Look around. Look out the window, Tyler. What do you see?
Yeah. So you want an owl, you find one.
Yeah.
Like all this stuff.
Well, the people who bring the owls are probably with like a bird sanctuary rescue kind of deal. And hey, come out here. I have a pavilion you can stand on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Invite those people out. I think they like sell little merch or something. I don't know how they make their money. But I can do everything they do. I can let bird people come out here. I can build a pavilion. What else? I can build a house that has butterflies in it. I'm doing air quotes there.
You're really sour about this butterfly experience.
When I go into a butterfly house, do I want to see fluttering flying butterflies or 3 or 4 dead-looking sleeping butterflies?
That's a fair point.
I mean,
you want to be swarmed by butterflies.
I want them to envelop me. I want them to just swoop all around and be in flight,
Yeah, you want to,
or at least be fluttering.
you want this moment of being a Disney princess.
Yes, doesn't everybody? I mean, it's up there with just, Happy Puppy Acres, having a bunch of puppies. You just lay on the ground and let the puppies just lick and crawl all over you. It's a similar thing where I just want butterflies to just be all around me,
This raises a question about like something that you missed or you lacked at some point. Some weird thing that now you've latched onto from some point in your life where it's like, now I just want to be swallowed by soft, loving things that can...
I don't want to be swallowed. I want to be covered.
Yeah, okay. You're right. Wrong terminology.
Wrong terminology there.
You want them to wash over you.
Wash over upon me. Yes. But, I mean, what else do they do? They had some, like, the Kona Ice person out there, I think. I'll invite him out here.
Okay.
They had, I don't even think they had any other refreshments or whatever, did they?
I don't recall. Maybe water. They had a few
Probably
stands because it was...
restrooms,
Yeah, it was right around Halloween. It was like a fall thing still. It was cool. It was a good time. Our kid was fresh. So like it was I don't know. Whatever. Either way, this is the second idea you've got where you're really like leaning, maybe the third idea, where you're really leaning into the property you have.
Yeah, well, I have it.
Yeah.
So it's not like an extra thing I have to go buy.
Yeah, so you just build it out.
Yeah, just expand, it's here. I can do stuff with it.
Start with the barn. We actually checked that out the other day. You've got a couple of stalls that are almost ready to go.
Yeah. I don't know, get one of the neighbor's horses, put them in there. Does Roy Hyatt have horses?
Ooh.
I would have horses.
There, you've got a leg up.
Leg up. What else do they have that I can copy? Wait.
They had the reptiles, which, I mean, we can catch some
I can
snakes
go,
and stuff.
yeah, I'm
and
going to
turtles.
already have some snakes, I can get turtles. I can get lizards. But I did just remember the one thing they have that I could not replicate.
Teachers?
No, you don't see. You don't. What do you need staff for? I'm the staff. I'll, take your ticket. I'll clean up your garbage when you leave. Do you really need someone to like say, "Here's the reptiles"? Well, if you just make a sign that says reptiles, I really don't know what they're. It's a waste of taxpayer dollars, in my opinion. Where since it's from the county, it's taxpayer, supported. They had. You know what their employees were doing that crazy night? They were telling people where to park.
But those also could have been high schoolers.
Well,
that were doing like a community service thing.
I won't need that. I'll have an organized parking system. I'll paint some lines on the grass or whatever. We won't have that same issue.
Okay.
Anywho, planetarium.
Oh.
They have a planetarium, I just remembered. And
I've never seen it.
I don't think
I've never
that
been in
night I think Nathan and Megan did it and I didn't.
That's really cool.
How do we cheaply make
okay.
a planetarium, Tyler?
It's funny you bring this
something
up.
equivalent.
Because I've looked into it, and you can get like at-home planetarium projectors that will like track and things like that. So that could be pretty cool. You can buy those for like $200.
Okay, yeah, I could recoup that like on the first day of ticket sales, probably.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting one of those for our daughter's room. She loves space, so
okay. What do we
would go
project
to your
it to though? You got to buy like a big sheet.
I mean, you're already talking about building a butterfly house. I mean, just build a dome.
That's a smart idea. Do it a 2 multifunctional building.
That's not what I was saying, but that's a great idea.
That's what I'm thinking now. Thank you for the inspiration.
Butterflies in your planetarium.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Yes. So we can build one structure, maybe a gazebo as well. The bird people need places to stand.
I feel like you're already. I think now you're in competition with the new Vegas sphere, right?
Dude, have you seen footage from inside of that? I think U2 was playing or something.
I've seen some, not enough. So now you make the dome that is your planetarium that now has butterflies in it. That could be a really great experience.
Dude, I think it'd be amazing. We can call it, butterflies in space. Huh?
Yeah.
Guarantee that's not taken. But before we get more into that, we should probably do a quick commercial break. So,
hit it.
And now a quick word from this episode's sponsor.
On Halloween, the veil between the living and dead is penetrated. An opportunity for those lost souls to cross over to the next life. And an opportunity for others to cross back.
If you're here, please give us a sign.
Join us as we track down the spirits trapped among the living and hear the stories your neighbors will never tell.
He's here. I can smell it. It's awful.
We tour the houses too haunted to sell. Come and see what lies beyond.
We need you to come out of the house.
And we're back, and I'm totally not running out of things to talk about this idea with.
Well, your butterflies in space
Butterflies
is actually
in
pretty
space.
cool. And if you could get an owl to swoop around in there at the same time, that could be interesting, and it could, I don't want to say interrupt the planetarium experience, but
owls don't eat butterflies, right?
I mean, I imagine some would, but they're, again, usually not out at the same time.
That's true, because they're out flying in the daytime, then they sleep at nighttime like I experienced before.
And you don't want to release a bunch of bats.
Well, nature is nature.
Yeah, but
people are so discriminatory, like, oh, this is a cute animal, this is an uncute animal, I want nothing to do with it. Or like, a lot of people love butterflies but hate roaches. Or hate
they don't like moths.
They don't like moths, right?
I love a good moth.
I mean, I don't want to say it's racist. Is it just a color thing?
Specious?
Specious?
I don't know. Maybe it's not a night daytime thing, is it? People like foxes, they don't like raccoons.
Yeah, that's true. Well, a lot of people, I think raccoons
nocturnal.
are making, a lot of people like raccoons.
They're so cool. You could have some raccoons. I don't think they've got
Exactly.
raccoons.
I know there's raccoons out here. I know there's armadillos out here. I know there's
bet you could
possums out
train
here.
them. You could train them to release the butterflies for the planetarium show.
I don't know if that's possible. But with all the weird animals, we're in Florida, so I'm sure it's illegal to keep as many weird animals as you want.
Probably.
Speaking of raccoons, though, I was inspecting a house the other day, a homeowner occupied, and they had a pet raccoon.
I thought you were going to say found a raccoon, but this is very similar.
No, it was like a juvenile little baby. Now, again, we're in Florida. I'm pretty sure it's legal. But,
You're not going to narc on the guy.
no, I'm not. But the raccoon, they're like a rougher. They have kind of like a wiry hair. They're not soft feeling.
Really? I would have thought that they'd be soft.
No, it's like almost a wiry, like thick, coarsish hair.
I wonder if you can use that hair for anything.
I know people. I mean, what was the movie with the two
I mean, you can make a hat.
Between Two Ferns or whatever?
I don't know.
You don't remember Between?
That wasn't a movie. That was with Zach Galifianakis.
Where the red fern grows.
Yeah, okay. All of a sudden, we've turned into like a conversational podcast, which is a little bit more than what we normally do. But yeah.
Yeah, the whole raccoon, they used to hunt them all the time and do something with the skins.
Yeah, hats and things. Do things with the pelts. That was a good book, too.
Yeah, it was a good book.
Oh, man.
My English teacher cried at the ending while reading it to us.
That's what I feel like right now, thinking about it.
Anyways, our raccoons would be humanely raised.
Butterflies, too.
Humanely raised butterflies, organic, organic wildflower fed. That's a good one.
I got it.
What?
To step it up a notch, okay? You're talking humanely, you're talking all natural, but what if you go a step further and you say genetically modified? And then
people
you get
don't like that, though.
But it could be really cool, right? You could get bioluminescent butterflies.
Yeah. They
And
do
then
something
you don't need a projector anymore.
They do something like that. Like if you go to the pet store and look at the fish, there's some of them they like feed or inject with like a dye that glows neon.
Yeah, but I'm not suggesting that. I'm suggesting you really find someone who's tweaked their genes.
Okay.
You don't have to feed them anything specific. It's just the way they are.
I think butterflies are cool enough as they are. I don't know about genetically modifying them. Most people don't like that.
Bioluminescent butterflies would be
It sounds cool, but this
awesome.
isn't Avatar, Tyler.
I'm not talking about Avatar.
That's all. Everything was like bioluminescent in that movie. Listen.
Bats,
I think the whole natural, found locally,
That's
thing
easier.
is a better shtick or whatever you want to call it.
It would appeal to more people. You could get your homeschool people, and you know enough of those.
I know quite a few of those. My wife is in a bunch of groups for those and leads a few of them. I think it'd be a cool idea. I'm trying to think of other stuff we could do.
Well, if you did take a neighbor's horse, then obviously you could do carriage rides and buggy rides and things like that.
Could do something like that, yeah. Or just let people pet the horse. That's a good one. Get some other animals, goats and whatnot. Roy Hyatt ain't got no goats.
We've got no goats. Lots of turtles.
Lots of turtles,
a ton of turtles. I would say they're predominantly turtles.
They have a big reptile area, yeah.
So that would be an option. All turtle all the time. The zoo also has a bird house similar to the butterfly house. You could do something like that with finches and things.
Yeah, there's a lot of those locally. I feel, how do you catch a bird? They
Big
put
net.
just big nets up and wait for them to fly in.
Yeah. It's a really sad and depressing thing that
sounds
happens
sad. Yeah.
in northern Africa a lot.
Why?
Well, it's because so what happens is you have all these migratory birds that fly across the Mediterranean seasonally, and then they fly, the other direction in the other seasons. So you'll get all these birds that are exhausted from flying across the literal sea, that as soon as they get to land, you've got all these nets set up, so then you catch a ton of birds.
Do they do to ban them or whatever? To monitor the species?
Would it make you feel better if I said yes?
It would make me feel a lot better.
Then yes, that's...
What are they doing? Catching them and eating them or something?
Sometimes, yeah. And,
okay.
all sorts of things.
I eat chicken, so it's not much of a difference.
No, not at all.
I don't know how we got
And
off
pets
on-
and things. You asked how to catch birds. That's how they do it. Nets.
Yeah.
You're not going to catch them with like a fishing line. It's not called a bird line. And the butterflies you catch also with a net. There's a butterfly net.
No, my wife is pretty much like, we planted a bunch of milkweed,
Yeah.
and she'll just find the little eggs and
On
then
there.
bring them into her little butterfly tent to let them like hatch.
So you're halfway there, and your wife is already on board with this idea.
Dude, if I told my wife I was going to build a butterfly house / planetarium projector, she would be like, do it right now. Yes, please, right now.
Yeah, and you could put your son to work too. There are rules that make it okay for you as a parent to get your kid to work. Part of his school assignment.
Yeah. So yeah, he could help, with parking or something.
Yes. Yes, this is a social studies thing. He's counting money.
Yeah. $5 to park, $10 for entry. Megan could be in charge of like the butterfly house and tell people what kinds of butterflies we have and stuff.
She would love that. You're taking the life you already have and you're turning it into something.
Indeed.
It took us 20 minutes to get here. But
Hey man, it's about the journey sometimes, and this journey has led us to a good ending, I think. I think this is a good idea. It would take a while to, build the infrastructure, some buildings and whatnot. But and I was saying $5 for parking, 10 for entry. You could probably charge more for entry.
I would
Like-
charge less for entry.
Less than 10?
Yeah. Yeah.
No,
I would charge 10 for parking and call it a day.
maybe. And then have little add-on. Oh, you want the butterfly house? $5 extra, please.
Just sell your water.
Come on,
$10 parking, $2 water.
Tyler. Do I have to do this really?
It's educational.
What is the name of this podcast, Tyler? Is it the Educate People podcast for cheap? No,
No, that's my daily life.
that's your daily life, to educate people for cheap or whatever, for free. This is the Get Rich podcast. But butterfly house. I know my wife will be about it. I know my son will be about it. Think we could make some good money. There's a huge market there. There's a want and there's not enough, there's big demand and not enough supply right now. So we need to supply the market with what they want. And I'm telling you, Tyler, I think this is a really good idea.
Thanks for listening to the Get Rich podcast. Go to our website, getrichpod.com, or email us at jnt@getrichpod.com to let us know what you thought about an episode or to submit episode ideas. If you really want to support us, subscribe to our Patreon. You can find us at patreon.com/getrichpod. Subscribers will have exclusive access to vote on ideas we try, access to videos of us doing the ideas, as well as weekly bonus content. Thanks for listening.